Hello, I just want to check the sound and share my screen. Am I audible?
Yes, sir, you are audible.
I'll just share my screen and then I'll switch off. Please allow screen sharing.
जी मैम.
Is the screen visible? Can someone please confirm if the
Yes,
screen?
sir, you are visible.
All right, all right. Thank you, thank you. Once you're ready, just let me know.
यानी ALE है। आपको स्पेलिंग गलत दिया।
Nancy ma'am, can we start the session?
Yes, ma'am. Welcome you all in webinar session. Today we are here for webinar session. The topic is expert talk on basics of pharma brand management and insight 2024. Our guest speaker of today, Mr. Linson John, who is head of marketing in Mankind Pharma, Mumbai. During the session, we have to follow the certain net etiquettes. So must follow following. Punctuality is important. Same like respect other privacy is also important. Raise your hand to talk. Dressing up formally. Be polite and participate. No eating. Choosing the right place to sit. Mic mute and camera on. Don't overuse chat box. Good morning, all my dear participants. It's an honor to present Dr. UVS Sarasar, the esteemed director of Hygiene Institute of Pharmaceutical Education and Research. His visionary leadership and unwavering commitment have profoundly impacted our academic achievements. Welcome, sir. It's my privilege to introduce Head of Department, Dr. Aliza Rizvi Ma'am, Hygiene Institute of Pharmacy. Her leadership and dedication have greatly influenced our academic success. Welcome, ma'am. Now, this is your host, Nancy Gupta. I'm an associate professor in Department of Pharmaceutics in Hygiene Institute of Pharmacy, Lucknow. With 9 years of experience in academia, I have authored several textbooks of B Farm and D Farm students. Now I want to introduce my co-host, Dr. Asif Iqbal sir. It is my privilege to introduce Mr. Asif Iqbal sir as my co-host. He's an assistant professor in Hygiene Institute of Pharmacy in the Department of Pharmaceutics. Now I want to introduce today's guest speaker, Mr. Linson Johnson. Mr. Linson Johnson has seasoned professional in pharmaceutical industry, currently hold the esteemed position of Head of Marketing and Deputy General Manager at Mankind Pharma, located in Navi Mumbai, Maharashtra. With a career spanning over 15 years, Mr. Linson has honored his leadership skills, particularly in brand management and strategic leadership, making him trusted figure in the industry. Before his current role, Mr. Linson sir was Assistant General Manager in Intas Pharmaceutical for nearly 9 years, where he played a pivotal role in driving growth and market expansion strategies. His academic journey is equally impressive, holding a Master of Business Administration in Marketing, Bachelor of Pharmacy. These qualifications, coupled his professional experience, make him a well-renowned and knowledgeable professional in pharmaceutical industry. His profound leadership of pharmaceutical landscape and the strategic acumen continue to propel Mankind Pharma towards new heights of success under his leadership. Over to you, sir.
Yeah. Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I live in a city where power usually doesn't go off. And as I was about to start, I joined, the power went off. Anyways, I hope I am audible. Yeah, okay. Thank you so much, Miss Nancy, for that kind introduction. I'll share my screen. Is the screen visible? Is the screen visible?
Yes, sir.
All right. Okay, I've named this presentation as Lighthouse. So, anyone from the student who would like to say what is lighthouse, or have they ever come across a lighthouse in their life? Any of the student would like to unmute and speak? You're free to. Okay. I don't want this session to be a monologue. It will be good if we can, it's a dialogue and we communicate to each other. Yeah. Anyone can unmute and tell what is lighthouse? There's no one. Okay, no problem. Okay, if you have been to seashores, you'll see tall structures which has light on it. Okay, now not in modern times, but say uh, yeah. Am I audible now? Yeah, maybe you can make me co-host so that this disturbance is not there. Yeah. Yeah, so I was at Lighthouse. So Lighthouse, 2 decades ago, till 2, 3 decades ago, used to tell the sailors where the seashore is. You know, it was the guiding light. So I've called this presentation as well Lighthouse. Reason is this is a beacon for career opportunities. Okay, this is me. I'm a graduate in pharmacy and an MBA in marketing. I've joined Mankind Pharma recently. I work as DGM heading the marketing of Team Templar. Close to 15 and a half years of experience in this domain. And it has been a great journey. Okay. Let me get to the presentation. So I'll cover 3 aspects as time permits. First is a glimpse of what Indian pharmaceutical market is, what is the status, which are the companies, which are the big therapies, career opportunities. So once you are done with pharmacy and if you pursue MBA, what are the opportunities for you ahead, and very particularly what is brand management and the future. Okay, and then if time permits, I'll also help you in how you can do well in interviews. Now, this is something which is a very, very, area which is very, very poorly prepared, and people turn up without much preparation. So this is something I touch upon, so that when you go for interviews, you are prepared for the same and you stand out in the clutter. Okay, so here it is, the Indian pharmaceutical market. It's actually different. Unlike all the markets that we have in our country, say a commodity market, say a construction, market, automobile industry, all of these, and you look at our Indian pharmaceutical market, it's absolutely different. Primarily because it is regulated by the government. Government has a say in everything that we do. The reason is very simple. It's about life and death of common men. People's life are dependent on this industry. So no one will take a chance. So government regulates everything that we do, right from the active pharmaceutical ingredient purchase to the end product, and thereafter the distribution of the product across. Everything is regulated, and government has an eye on this industry. So it's different. Okay, highly fragmented, very competitive, but fragmented across. Every day you will see new companies coming up. Someone who has spent a decade in this industry would like to start his own company. So you have a plethora of companies in each city. Okay, new companies mushrooming. And at the same time, you have giants in this industry, companies who have been here for 100 years. And when it comes to each of the prescription, you got to fight for it. Very, very competitive. Unlike other industries where you have 6, 8, 10 competition, here you will have hundreds of competition for each prescription. Okay, all the products are technical, very scientific, research backed up. So much of study has gone into before the product actually comes to the market. Okay, so research driven products. Now a lot of expense goes into bringing a product to the market, and it runs into billions. Okay, not in millions but into billions. Okay, so the R&D expenditures are very, very high. And even after having spent so much, the companies are not sure if the product will actually come into the market and will pass all the regulatory requirements. Okay, so a lot of risk is involved when it comes to product development. Massive cost is involved, and that is why you will see that Indian companies don't invest much into bringing a new product into the market. Rather, we wait for the patents to go off and launch a product. Yes, of late in the last 1 decade or so, quite a few Indian companies have started investing into research and development, and that too bringing in some novel products. Yes, but predominantly this has been a MNC thing, wherein they bring in newer products. So it's a totally different industry altogether. Customers, unlike other industries, we cannot sell our products directly to the end user. We cannot sell the product. We are dependent on healthcare professionals, which are the doctors. And in a country like us, which has 140 crore population, we have only 5 lakh of doctors. So these are brilliant minds. Okay, who have done well as far as their academics are concerned. And so because they're highly educated and only a handful exist in this large country, they're very high in ego. Most of them, you'll find that their ego is very high. It should be, very 5 lakhs in 140 crore is nothing. So they're very high in ego, and that keeps them very busy. You go to any doctor, except barring few doctors in your place, you will see most of them have so many patients that they're not able to actually address each of them and give appropriate time. So that keeps them very, very busy. So these are customers. Okay, unlike other industries where you can actually influence the end user, here you cannot influence the end user, but have to be dependent on the targeted customer, which is the healthcare professionals. Environment, actually it is changing, and changing very fast. The environment is not the same when I started my career. It has been changing, and it is evolving regularly. You will see updates coming from the government on what to do, what not to do, and absolutely controlled by them. At the same time, the selling environment is also changing. The understanding of healthcare professionals are changing, it is improving. At the same time, so much of knowledge is available right at the click of a button. So you got to be very, very careful about all of it. And hence this makes the industry very, very, very different. Okay, now coming to what this market looks like, what is the sale of this market? So how big is this market? It's massive. Okay, Indian pharmaceutical market is massive. I'm showing you the IQVIA sales data. IQVIA is agency which gives us the sales data, and it shows that this market is around 2,20,000 crore. Okay, which means MAT means moving annual total, which means they're in the matter of 12 months, last 12 months in India pharmaceutical market, in Indian pharmaceutical market, 2,20,000 worth crores of medicines have been sold. Okay, 2,20,000 crores. That's massive, and that's growing at 7%. Okay, in the month, if you see, it's close to 20,000. Okay, so 20,000 into 12, you see next year this market will be 2,40,000 crores. Okay, that's massive, and it is very, very progressive. Now, of this 2,20,000 crores that you see as the market, 62% is acute business. Okay, acute business means sardi, khansi, zukam, 3 months, 3 days to 6 days, 8 days therapy, acute business. 38% is chronic business, where the treatment goes on for a very, very long time, like treatment like diabetes, treatment like hypertension, and so on and so forth. Okay, so 38% is chronic, and 62% is acute business. Okay, the big therapies, where is the most number sale happening, which are the therapies where highest sales happen? Okay, so the big five are there right on your screen. So if you see, as I said, industry is 2,20,000 crores, of which the top five therapies are cardiac therapy. First is cardiac therapy. So you see in and around people who are having heart problems, people who are having blood pressure, all such are so very common. And so you find that such medicines are sold the highest in this country, and the growth is in double digit. Okay, almost 27,000 crores plus sale of cardiac medicines happens in this country. Next is anti-infectives. So we have infections all around, whether it is viral, whether it is bacterial, so the sales happen. Then gastro, then anti-diabetics. So these are the two therapies where I work, cardiac and anti-diabetic. And give me a second. Yeah, so anti-diabetic. Yeah, so again, a very lucrative market and a very progressive market. You see diabetes all around, people having diabetes, like right in families you'll have multiple people having diabetes, right? So this is the reality. And then respiratory is another big therapy in this country. Okay, so if you see, out of the total, a major part of the sale happens in these five therapies. And then the next big therapies are written on the left side of the screen. Let me get the pointer. Okay, this is where you see the next 10 therapies. Okay, the fastest growing therapies are anti-neoplasm. So these are drugs used for the treatment of cancer, then vaccines and hepatoprotectives, those which are used to protect the liver. Okay, so this is a glimpse of the Indian pharmaceutical market, a very big market, a very progressive market, and very lucrative. Okay, the big five companies. Okay, if at all you dream of getting into a company, pharma company, this should be your first choice. Okay, Sun Pharma is the number one company. Okay, close to 17,000 crores of business they do in a year. Okay, Abbott is number two, Cipla is number three, and Mankind is number four. This is where I work. Okay, Mankind is number four, and Alchem is number five. So Mankind is the youngest among all these. Okay, started way after all these companies started, but has done very well and has got into the top five of Indian pharmaceutical industry. So this is a glimpse of what this industry is, and which are the big players. Okay, coming to the topic of your choice or interest. Okay, career. Okay, so why I took MBA after pharmacy. When I was into my second year of pharmacy, I was very clear that I'll either go into sales or into marketing. Okay, and I don't see anything beyond that. So you got to have that clarity what you want to do. And so I pursued MBA after pharmacy. Now doing MBA opens up a world of opportunities for you. Okay, your horizon is really very big. Okay, not just pharmaceutical industry, but across the healthcare sector, your opportunities open up. It with a management degree along with pharmacy, you can go up for managerial positions across departments in the industry. Okay, you'll be able to grow up the ranks in an organization much faster than people who do not have an MBA. Okay, then you already have technical skills, you add managerial skills to this. Okay, with an MBA, then as I said, overall health sector gets open for you, not just the pharma domain. You can also become an entrepreneur if you do an MBA. Your mind starts thinking on those lines. Okay, and most important is the dynamics of the world doesn't affect the healthcare sector. Uh, you know whatever happens to the world, COVID is a classic example. The world crumbled, every industry crumbled, everything came to a standstill, but pharma continued. Actually, pharma boomed thereafter. So pharma is a sector which will not be influenced by anything happening in the world. Okay, I'll just pause for a second. The power is back, so I'll connect with my Wi-Fi. One second, just give me a second. I was actually connected to hotspot. Let me connect to Wi-Fi. Sorry for the interruption. Very unusual for the. Am I audible? I can't hear you.
Hello, hello.
Yes, sir, you are audible.
Okay. I just share my screen. We were here. Okay, we were here. So the dynamics of the world, COVID is a classic example that whatever happens, it will not affect the healthcare sector or the pharma domain. And finally, not to mention white collar well paid jobs. Had I not done MBA, I would not have been where I am. So that is what MBA can do for you. And those of you who want to pursue a career of this kind, not just this but many other, I'll show you that MBA will definitely help you. Okay, now what are the avenues after B Pharmacy and graduation, or you are a graduate and you pursue an MBA? What can be the opportunities in the pharmaceutical sector? So first is sales. Okay, you can be a part of sales team. You start your career as a medical rep, and of course you can go up to the leadership position, even to CEO positions. People who have started their career as medical reps have reached a CEO position. So don't think that if I become a medical rep, I'll not go up to the highest rank. No, not that's not the case. If you start with a medical rep, you have every opportunity of going up the ladder. But having said that, to start off after MBA as a medical rep, it will hurt your ego, it will hurt your self-respect, because you'll see many people around you who are like BSc, who are like B Pharm and a medical rep, and you being an MBA, you will think, no, this is not my cup of tea. So again, if you are comfortable seeing 99% of people are graduates and doing medical rep job, and you being a postgraduate, you are doing that, if they are okay with it, then only get into sales. But yes, sales opens up again a horizon for you. You can get across departments in a pharmaceutical company. But yes, the start will be small. Just keep aside your ego for a couple of years, you will be good to go. Okay, marketing again, this is where I started, product management team. So here also you start as a trainee and then you grow up the ladder. Strategy management is a department which every company has, and that's again a good opportunity. Operations, so supply chain, project management, market research, all these you'll find people who are graduates in pharmacy and an MBA in marketing, and or MBA of those relative courses. Okay, academics, you can definitely join academics as a faculty. Business development, again, a very good lucrative domain. You can explore that as well. Production management, very few get into this after MBA, but yes, that opportunity is also there. International marketing, again, unlike so much of restrictions that we have in our country, international marketing is much more easier and much more comfortable than domestic marketing. So again, international marketing, there are many friends of mine who started career with me and have moved on to international and are doing pretty well. So these are the avenues you can pursue after MBA. You can add few more, but predominantly these are the 8 avenues you can look at. Okay. Now, things to consider while choosing what you want to pursue as a career. Okay, so first is you identify your subject wise interest. What is your interest? What you actually want to do? If you go according to your interest, I'm telling you, you'll be very successful. Don't do anything just because your parents said, someone from the family informed. Don't go after that. Pursue that which is of your interest. Know your strength and abilities. Okay, you got to know it. We have team members who have just joined us, and even after having started their career, they are not sure what their strength is. But here I'm telling you that, well, before you start your career, identify which are your strength and abilities. Abilities are something you're born with. Okay, that cannot be developed. You're born with certain skills, so identify which are those skill sets that you possess. Know your weakness. Okay, you just cannot just know your strength and be successful. You got to know what you are not good at, and then choose your career accordingly. Identify your personal aptitude. Okay, things where you are very good at. Some people are very very creative. So you got to know that some are very good in analytics. Their analytical skills are exceptional. Okay, some are very good at observation. So you got to identify your aptitudes. Okay, now this is a data of 2016-17, so not very old. Okay, which says that half of the MBA graduates did not get hired in campus placement. Okay, so half don't get campus placement, so you have to find a job out. So you got to be in that first half who gets campus placed. Okay, I was campus placed in Intas. Okay, so then 2019 report says only 36% of MBA graduates are employable talent, which means that they do have a degree, but they do not possess the skill set that are needed to be actually hiring them and getting work done from them. So you got to be really good as you get into MBA, and make sure that you use your time well in improving from where you are to where you want to be. Okay, now we come to brand management. As the picture on screen clearly states, there's so much into brand management. Okay, and you got to be doing much into brand management. See, from an outsider, as an outsider, that perspective would be showing you, wow, what a job, what a profile, must be very well paid. But along with it comes a lot many things to be done. And unlike many other career choices where you have a very cool life, brand management does not offer that. I'll tell you first the positives, and then I'll tell you the cons as well. First I'll go with the pros, and then I'll come to the cons, and then you can decide whether you really want to pursue this. Okay, so brand management, what is it? What is brand management all about? Okay, so first I'll give you a definition, and then I'll explain. Okay, so it involves creating, maintaining, and growing the identity of a brand. Okay, so here's a brand. So you create an identity for it, then you maintain it, and then you grow it. Okay, where the identity is created in the marketplace, in the eye of the customer, the healthcare professional. Okay, so you got to have strategies, you got to have tactics which helps the brand stand out in the market. Okay, so you'll have say one of the blockbuster molecules which went patent off was sitagliptin. Okay, sitagliptin is a DPP-4 inhibitor, and the day it went off patent, 70 companies launched that brand. Okay, so you got to have your identity in that 70. Okay, that's the role of brand management. Okay, and you stand out because of the image that you create, okay, and that should be trusted by the healthcare professionals. And ultimate objective of brand management is to drive sales and market share, okay. Whatever we do, the end result is your sales should be going up, your market share in that particular market should be improving. That's the ultimate objective of brand management. Now, a lot of components are involved in brand management. It starts with research. So we do internal data research, we do external data research. We try to understand the behavior of customer, we try to understand the needs of the customer, preferences, their choices, their likes, their dislikes. A lot of research goes into before we actually deal with the product. Then you position the brand. What is the brand actually offering, or what is the brand standing for? What does it stand for? What are its unique selling points, and why a doctor should be considering your brand and not others' brand? Then, to substantiate that, you have marketing and promotional activities, which creates awareness and drives demand. A key component of brand management is compliance with the regulatory bodies of the country, okay. So a lot many regulatory bodies are there, so you have to make sure that you follow those guidelines. There is no choice but to follow as it is, okay. There's no ifs and but. Then you got to support the sales team. A lot of support to the sales team is done through the brand management team. The customer engagement, how you can engage a customer, and engagement in such a way that the customer remembers you and your brand. Then the life cycle management. For those who want to pursue an MBA, the brand has in the life cycle has 4 parts. One is the introduction phase, where actually the brand is introduced. Then it's growth phase, the brand booms. Then there's a maturity phase, and then there's a decline phase. So you got to, as a brand manager, you got to manage these four cycles of the brand. Then measurement and analysis. You got to measure whether you are successful in what you are doing or you aren't. So you measure it against your competition, you measure it against the industry, the market, and you try to understand where do you stand. So these are, in general, the 8 key components of pharma brand management, okay. Now, a brand management is a brand manager is a junction of many connections, okay. One individual dealing with so many departments across the organization. So there's a market research team, so which helps you with the data, and brand manager coordinates with them, gets data according to his requirement. Then a lot of designing studio work goes into, where you have to create so many creative inputs for your team as well as the healthcare professionals. You got to train the team. The sales team has to be trained regularly, and that again is done by the brand management. Medical team, we work very, very closely with doctors, okay. Doctors, qualified doctors, are part of pharmaceutical companies who do not practice outside, but they actually work for pharmaceutical companies, and they provide us with all the medical requirements, okay, that which will help brand stand out among the competition. What are the points we should be talking inside the doctor's clinic. Then distribution, the supply of the products. So again, brand management is involved in the supply of projects, working very closely with the distribution team. And then sales team. So marketing and sales go hand in hand. They are like two sides of the same coin. We are together. Marketing and sales work hand in hand. Finance is the team which gives money for everything that we do, and there's a budget which is defined every year. So finance, we work very closely with, following their directives and guidance. And content developers, okay, a lot of content has to be developed. In fact, on a daily basis, you got to be thinking, and you got to work with content developers also. Some are done in-house, some we outsource as well. And so as a brand manager, you will be working. So this is just a glimpse. There are a lot many that we coordinate with, and as a brand manager, you'll be a junction of many connections. Now, what is the role of a brand manager? I've already stated it, but let me put it in points, okay. First and foremost is analysis, understanding the market, even analyzing the internal data, the data of the organization. Every sale that happens, there is a data set which we get. So analyzing those. Then external data analysis also. There are many companies which sell data of competition in the market. So we buy that and we study that. Forecasting, predicting the future. So you have many gurus, who predict your future. In fact, I tell you, their prediction might go wrong, but our prediction, the logic, the science, the rationale, the thought process that goes on, more or less, we forecast it very accurately. Okay. Then a lot of surveys to be done, understanding the customer habit, understanding the end user. A lot of survey is being carried out. Strategic planning. Now, identifying the opportunity, not just the existing product that you have, but new products, new indications to promote the product, then creating strategy and tactics to enhance the sale of the product, then marketing plan of the brand. So every year we sit down, and we have a blueprint for the brand, whether it's an existing brand or a new launch brand. You got to prepare the blueprint of the brand and the progress of the brand in the marketplace. Then designing marketing tools. Okay, how do you ensure that this product progresses from where it is? And then training. Resource management. This is a very important and a critical aspect of brand management. Okay, managing the profit and loss. As a brand manager, as a head of marketing, I am responsible for the profit and loss of the team that I handle. Okay, and so is the profit and loss for the brand managers as well. So you get a budget for the year. You have to ensure that in that budget you meet the expenses of the brand, and at the same time you meet the sales objective of those brand. Then finally, the financial objective of the brand are to be met. Okay, so these are essentially the role of a brand manager. Now, most sorted qualities in a brand manager. Now you can measure whether you have these qualities or you do not. In case you do not, you still have opportunities to develop them. Okay, these are qualities which can be developed. Okay, nothing like it. First and foremost is communication skills. Okay, Abhishek, you got to stop playing. Okay, so communication skills. Most important skill set is communication. You'll not get a job in marketing without communication skill. I'm telling you. Okay, if you have to get that first break in marketing, you got to have good communication skill. Now this is something which can be developed. That's a different session altogether, how to develop communication skills in case you do not. Okay, but if you do not, you start working on it. A lot of free content is available on how you can improve your communication skills. Strategic thinking. Wherever you are, whatever you do, think differently, how you can do better. Example, say a small gathering is happening in your college. Start thinking on how different you can do so that it stands out of what others have been doing. Okay, so have a strategic mindset. Creativity. Okay, this is an integral part of brand management. You cannot just write the scientific statement which comes after all the studies. There's a scientific statement, the conclusion. You just cannot write it and print it literature and give. You got to be very creative in how you present it too. Now if you want to see creativity, WhatsApp is a good medium. You see so much of creative messages being pushed through WhatsApp, so you can actually see those, visualize, and follow some wonderful pages, free online pages, portals which are available for improving your creativity skills. Analytical skills, again, very important aspect. A large part of what we do is analysis, and trying to understand what it is, why it is, how it is. Adaptability. The industry is changing so fast that you got to adapt. You cannot be adamant, nahi kal to aisa karte the, aaj aisa kyun nahi kar sakte. You cannot. You got to be adapting to the changing environment. Leadership skills. Even if you are a trainee, even if you are an executive, for the sales team you are a leader, for other departments you are a leader, so you got to possess those leadership skills. Stand out as a leader among the crowd. Okay, and then interpersonal skills. However good you are as an individual, you will not be successful in pharma marketing if you do not have good interpersonal skills. If you do not get along with people, you will not be successful. So you got to have very good interpersonal skills. A great team only can make a pharma brand manager successful. Now coming to the career roadmap. So how does it all look like? Okay, so stage one in pharma brand management, you start as a trainee, then you become a product executive, then you become a product manager, then you become a group product manager, then a marketing manager, then a general manager, vice president, and then president, CEO, and board. Across the organization, there's a small change in this hierarchy that you see. For example, some companies, one second, let me get the pointer. Yeah, some companies after product executive will have a position called a senior product executive. Okay, so it varies from company to company. Product manager के बाद senior product manager, group product manager के बाद senior group product manager. So those designations are different across organization, but this is the standard which is followed. Okay, now coming to general manager, some companies will have AGM, then DGM, then general manager. Okay, so again, vice president ke pehle associate vice president, then vice president, then senior vice president. So there are so many hierarchies, but this is in general how it looks like. So it's a great career roadmap. Okay, now you have heard all the goody things of brand management. Now let me also tell you that not the good part of brand management. Okay, from the outside you might be seeing a very good lucrative white collar well paid high profile job, but it's not like that. Okay, it comes with a lot of hard work. Okay, I tell you, at this position also every day I work 10 hours non-stop, 10 hours. Okay, if you are ready for that, you should be getting into this. I travel so much. Okay, as you grow up in career, your traveling will always be increasing. Okay, if you think that you become a president of the organization and you will not travel, it cannot be. Your traveling will increase with every position that you move on. So which means that you are in a different city, you stay in hotels, you eat food from outside. So you will have your health problems when you eat from food from outside. It comes with a lot of stress. Okay, there's so much of deliverables, and everything will be to be delivered in a very short span. So you're always on your toes, so the stress levels will be very high. You can see 90% of my hairs are gray, and I'm almost almost 40. So you can understand the level of stress that comes along. So though it looks very attractive from outside, it is very challenging. It is very challenging, and it requires a lot of effort and a lot of commitment to be successful in brand management. At the same time, a lot of sacrifices involved, because you will be traveling much. You will be away from your family, your kids. You'll be away for a very long time, maybe a week, sometimes 2 weeks, sometimes even more. So if you're okay with all of it, you should be considering brand management. Since there is 10 more minutes, I'll quickly touch upon the interview part and then move on. Okay, so this is the interviewer's mindset. So this is how I think. We as an organization, I as an individual, I bet upon people. So I will try to get the finest of brain to be working with me. I'm absolutely okay in getting people who are better than me to work for me. Okay, that's how interviewer thinks. He wants to get the best of best, while it's about getting people, because it is actually the people who create the difference from one organization, between one organization and the other. You might be a company with the best of policies, but you do not have good people to work for, you will not be successful. So most of the companies bet on their people. Okay, now questions in our interviewer's mind. So these are some questions which is there in the mind of an interviewer. What role we are looking at, what is our culture and value. So is this gentleman whom we are hiring is fit for our culture or value system? How many candidates did we receive for the position? Okay, what kind of educational qualification we are looking at, what kind of professional competency skill sets we are looking at. Okay, and of course we do a thorough background check of every candidate that we interview. Okay, preparing for an interview. If you are preparing for an interview, make sure that you address each of these points. Resume. Okay, no mistake in resume, not even a spelling mistake, not even a comma and a full stop can be wrong. I take it very seriously. So resumes which have mistake, it's a strict no. We don't entertain, we reject them outrightly. Okay, highlight your achievements, whatever you have. The span of time you have spent in your education or in some company, make sure that you highlight your achievements. Okay, those should stand out in your resume. Hobbies, don't just write half a dozen hobbies, okay, and know nothing about it. Say example, say you write your hobby as reading books. Okay, be ready for questions related to reading books. Okay, if I am an interviewer, I'll ask which was the last book that you read. Okay, you got to be telling me the book name of the book and the writer. Then what did you read? Okay, and don't mess with the interviewer. You cannot fool around with interviewer, because he can check immediately. If he knows, well and good, otherwise he'll get people to check for him and see that what you are stating is right or wrong. Research about the company. So say you're coming for an interview to Mankind, make sure that you get to know about the company, what this company is, when did it start, who are the owners of the organization, how did it progress, some achievements of the organization you should be knowing. Okay, which segment you want to get into, the vision and mission of the organization, the key achievements of the organization you should be knowing, of course, the key personals. Okay, the job description, make sure that you understand the job requirement. Don't just apply for any job that you see online. Okay, and according to your competencies, apply. Okay, stick to the basics. Okay, fundamentals of the subject area and its application on to the company you are applying for, you should be very, very sure. Yesterday I had the opportunity of interviewing a candidate, and I asked, he's an MBA grad, B Farm MBA. So I asked, gentlemen, could you please explain product life cycle? And 2 years of MBA, and he does not know even the four aspects. There's a message, 1 second. Okay, there's a message, voice is breaking. Is it okay? Can please someone confirm?
Yes, sir. Your voice is audible.
Audible, huh? Maybe the one who shared the message, maybe it is at your level. Anshu Pandey, just check at your level. Okay, you got to be knowing the basics of the subjects you have studied. Okay, you cannot just say I don't know or I just forgot. You cannot. Okay, come prepared. Okay. Okay, you should be prepared for written test, you should be prepared for aptitude tests, psychometric tests. Even at especially at the higher position, psychometric analysis is being done to understand who you are as an individual. Okay, then be ready for group discussions as well. The 10 commandments of an effective interview. Okay, make sure that you follow each of it as it is. Be punctual. So if you are given a time of 10 a.m. say for the interview, don't turn up at 10:05 or 10 o'clock. Make sure that you turn up at least 15 minutes before the interview. Latecomers are rejected. I will reject a latecomer for sure. Okay, stay focused. Okay, listen. Don't be someone who speaks first. Listen, be a good listener, match their pace, be confident, and absolutely speak clearly and be honest. Okay, do not lie. Okay, I'll give you one example. Last week, not last week, yeah, last week I interviewed a candidate, and he lied. I told that what you're saying is not correct, you're lying. He was speaking about his mother, remember that, and then I said it cannot be the reason that you want to change from X company to this company. And he said, no, mother is the reason why I want to change. I gave him a chance. If you want to set this right, please speak the truth, because the company from where you are coming, I can find out the truth. And he stayed on with his decision. It's because of mother I want to change. Then I called up my friend in that company and checked what is wrong with the candidate, and what he was saying was a lie, and which I knew upfront. I rejected that candidate, and I told him that if anything what you're stating is a lie, this interview will not go to the next round. Okay, final round. Okay, so we don't take people who have integrity issues, absolutely not. Okay, maintain your body language, sit straight, make eye contact, smile. Okay, be professional, don't try to be friendly. Interviewer is not someone to be friendly with. Okay, do not comment on race, religion, politics. Be gentle, be polite and formal. Okay, no guesswork. Okay, speak to the point. If you don't know an answer, tell I don't know. Okay, I will check, I will learn, I will come back, whatever you want to say, but don't fool around, or no guesswork. Okay, be direct. Okay, make sure you mention your strengths. Okay, you should be knowing it, and if you know it, you should be mentioning your strength. Okay, define your career goal. Expect this question: where do you see 5 years from now? Okay, where do you see yourself 5 years from now? So you should be able to tell your career goal. Follow the lead. The interviewer will give you lead while he's talking, so follow the lead. Stay motivated. Okay, a positive attitude will always open up your mind. Be thankful. Okay, thank the interviewer for the opportunity he gave you to be appearing for the interview, their time and their consideration. Okay, so these are 10 commandments which will actually help you do well in the interview. Okay, these are some obvious questions, you can come prepared with these questions. Every interviewer will ask this question. First is, tell me about yourself. I've seen your resume. Could you please speak about yourself? Okay, who you are. So usually what I ask is, if in one line you have to tell me, who you are in one line. If you have to define yourself in one line, what would that be? Okay, why should I hire you? Okay, so here is where your strength comes in. What you're good at, you should be able to explain. Why do you want this job? Okay, it cannot be that I come from a poor background and hence I want this job. No, no, no. You can you have to again back it up with the requirement of the organization and the skill set that you bring onto the table. Okay, where do you see yourself in 5 years? This is an obvious question. Okay, strength and weakness you should be knowing. Avoid weakness. You can cover it up. You do a sugar coating in present than being very direct when you speak about your weakness. Okay, some game changers in your resume or CV is additional certification course. So these days, so many free courses are available, and you can improve your skill sets, especially in brand management, PowerPoint presentation, MS Excel, out Excel, the formulas in Excel, all that you can, take a small course and or understand it through YouTube and come prepared. You will be standing out among all the lot. Okay, digital marketing, of course, a certification on digital marketing can help you. Certification on communication definitely can help you. And some training and internship programs are things which you can actually highlight in your CV, and you will stand out among the flurry of resumes or CVs that come to us. Okay, so these are game changers in CV, which you can keep a note of. Okay, so thank you so much. I'm grateful to the management of Hygia College of Pharmacy and the Institute. Okay, thank you for your time. I consider this as a privilege and an honor to be joining you and sharing what I have learned from and learned through all these years, and from my examples of life. Thank you so much for the opportunity. Especially, I would like to thank my good friend Dr. Aliza, who was kind enough to invite me for this session, and has given me this opportunity. We have known each other for over 20 years, and I'm thankful that though there was a break, but then we have been able to reestablish those connections. And I'm really grateful to all of you, the faculty of Hygia College of Pharmacy, the people who are involved in making this uh, yeah. So to the management, to the faculty, and to all the students. Okay, uh, pharmaceutical industry is a very promising industry and a very lucrative industry, and ample of opportunities and avenues to explore. Brand management is one of the very small aspect of the large industry that we have. So you can explore whatever is your interest, but make sure that you follow your passion. Okay, teaching is my passion, and that's why I'm here. Okay, you might be wondering why I'm doing this. Yeah, so yeah, I think, yeah. So teaching is my passion, so I do this. And someday when I'm done with corporate life, I see myself teaching in some institute. So that's why I do this. So again, know your passion. Okay, so once again, thank you so much, everyone. The students, I wish you the best of everything in life. I'm there on LinkedIn, so you want to know something, you want to know more about product management, feel free to reach out to me through LinkedIn. uh, we'll stay connected, and make sure that you improve from where you are. Put in some effort. Don't just study pharmacy and score very good, 9.9 of 10 CGPA. It will not do no good. I was not that brilliant kind of the 60 odd students in my class. I was a decent student, not bad, not brilliant either, but then I brushed up my skills, which are actually helping me. So when you are in your pharmacy, make sure that you understand what are your skills, what are your strengths, what are abilities, and what is your capability which you're missing. Make sure you develop. So say you do not have a communication skill, make sure that you use this time to improve your communication. Okay, so that's all from my side. Thank you so much. I'll stop. Once again, thank you everyone, the management, Dr. Aliza, the faculty, the students. Thank you so much. I wish all of you the very best in life. Thank you.
Lindsay sir, our director sir want to say something. Over to
Sir.
you, sir.
Sir.
Thank you, Lisa ma'am. Am I audible, please?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Johnson, for a very simple presentation which easily gets into any layman's head, and probably as graduates who are attending this would have enriched themselves. I'm not authorized to say the word of thanks, but I would have one or two questions from you which may or may not be directly linked to this. I would like to ask you that you have reached quite a good position in mankind, and throughout your journey after doing MBA, BPharm, and then coming into the marketing field, can you share your experiences with respect to the roadblocks what you faced and till the time you reach such a position? This is point number one. Point number two is, how is artificial intelligence going to affect the marketing? Is it or is it not? And yeah, first you could please answer these two questions, then I got a last question.
All right, all right. So first is the roadblocks. Okay, the roadblock it starts with the mindset. Okay, and that's there in the mind. So once we are clear of what we want to do in life, things fall in place. That's one. Two, getting that first break is very important. Okay, without experience, most of the companies, especially the large ones, would not like to take a fresher. Even we don't take a fresher, because there's so much of hands-on training to be done. You have got to handhold the new joinee, so that time is not there in large companies. So first break, usually you should look at getting into a small company to get that experience of 6 months, 1 year, then moving on to a large organization. So that's from the mindset to getting that first break. So those are two important things. Then while cracking an interview, most of them are not selected because they don't speak well. So in marketing, you cannot have someone who is not fluent in English. You got to be speaking very, very good, and then only you'll be selected. Before getting into technical questions and marketing related questions, whether to select or not to select is decided by the time he introduces, the boy or the girl introduces himself or herself. We decide whether we are going ahead with this candidature or not, just on the basis of communication. So these are certain aspects which can be taken care of. Okay, coming to artificial intelligence, actually artificial intelligence is helping us. There are a lot many things we were dependent on others, and they used to take a lot of time to come back to us. Here we have hands on the click of a button. It has made our life easier, but at the same time, coming to distribution and the challenges, those artificial intelligence and the distribution part, there are certain challenges which are associated with it, but then we don't see it as a very big problem. But yes, going forward, it might pose a challenge, but not much now. It is actually helping us do better than what we were doing.
Okay, so the last question from my side is, usually graduates, when in their, since you told that in the second year you were determined, or you had your mindset that, yeah, I would like to go into marketing, and probably you proceeded for MBA. But in general, the trend for the graduates is that the avenues after graduation are very less with respect to production or other, like medical writing or coding and other things. Ultimately, what happens is that the student, he doesn't, it is not by choice that he's going into marketing. There is no other avenue left for him, So he follows his, basically few of his seniors, and probably, I'm not sure, but many of them do get into depression कि नौकरी से marketing ही कर रहे हैं. They had different visions in mind before joining the graduation. So I don't know, although without marketing no business can succeed, but how can one motivate the students that this is marketing, sales, this is a job which is the future?
So I would again come back to what I stated. It's again about what you like and what you don't like. If you're able to identify, this is what I like and I would like to pursue, life would be very easy. I see in brand management, one of the prerequisite is having sales experience. So I started my career as a sales guy. Okay. And I was absolutely okay doing it. Okay. Because I saw my future into brand management. So that clarity, if one has, it will be much easier in doing what he or she is doing. That's point number one. Point number two is, even from sales, even as a medical rep, if you start, I'm telling you, there are a lot many in the industry, not one, two, but in hundreds, who have gone on to the highest position in an organization, and they started 25 years ago as a medical rep. Okay. In Indus, my HOD, who is the executive vice president, he was a medical rep. Okay. My division head was a medical rep. He is senior vice president. Even in the current organization, people have grown from medical rep to leading the organization. So it's about that initial couple of years, as I stated, that if we can leave aside our ego, our frustration, and just be focused on what we want to achieve, that in 2 years from medical rep, I want to become an area manager. In 2 years from area manager, I should be becoming a regional manager. If you have absolute clarity on what you want to achieve in life, I'm telling you, it will be great fun. That's one. Two, sales is the only profession in the world where the sales manager decides what to earn and how much to earn. Okay. All other professions, it's the company which decides how much this fellow should be earning. But in sales, you can earn as much as you want. Now I'll give you an example. In Intas, we had a boy from a very small place called as Karimnagar. Okay. I'm not sure how many of you even have heard of that place. Okay. That small it is. Okay. He was very clear when he walked into that, I want to earn money. Okay. And in a span of 7 years of working with our organization, he built 2 large houses. Okay. With the incentives that he earned, he was a number one in our division, and he stood out among the 300 odd people that we had in our division, just because he was determined that I want to be successful and earn as much as money possible. And there was a point in time where he was earning more than me. So his annual earning was more than what I was earning. I was in a leadership position. That is the opportunity that sales brings into. So don't see it as something which is what future it has. It has great future, I tell you. It's about starting and then developing on what are your skill sets, what are your competencies, and those capabilities which you do not have, work on it, improve upon it, stand out in the clutter. You'll be very successful. I hope I have answered, sir, your queries.
Thank you, Mr. John, and for the nice presentation.
Thank you
Over
so
to
much.
Lisa and Nancy. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir, for the opportunity. I'm grateful.
Hello, dear students. If you want to ask any question, you can ask from the sir. You are free to ask in any language, either in Hindi or in English.
Yeah, I'm a UP guy. Yeah, I've studied 6 years in UP. Okay, I follow Bhojpuri. I have been in Bihar. A large part of my life has been in Bihar. So Hindi, Bhojpuri. Okay, I'm okay with it.
Students can unmute themselves. Come on, students. Those who are sitting in the seminar hall, or those who have connected with us online. Anyone?
Just as we were during our students' days, very, very reluctant to speak up.
Anushka Dixit want to ask.
Can you tell me the top
You can
five
unmute
best?
yourself and ask.
Can you tell me the top 5 best colleges for MBA? I think better than me, you have accredited bodies who tell you which are the best 5. Okay, I'm not the authorized one to tell you the best 5. Just Google, and bodies who are you are authorized to be stating that they have given you free list. Top 5 in this country, even globally. Yeah.
Very right, Mr. John. Usually what happens is when, as you said, that we are quite shy to ask questions, all the questions may be there in their mind. But anyway, as you and I were reluctant, slowly they will overcome this phobia also of not asking questions.
I was not that reluctant kind, I was that outspoken kind,
Yeah, that's good
Lisa
enough.
would like
That's why you reach such a top position. Anyway, definitely students will overcome this fear over the period of time. Lisa, please continue.
One point I'll make here for all the student, is, if you ask question, you'll be a fool for a minute, but if you don't, you'll be fool for lifetime. So even
Very
at this
right.
position, in any meetings, if I don't understand, I'll ask couple of times, could you please explain? There are many people who come from outside to share data with us. Even in front of my juniors, I'll say that I did not understand, could you go back and please explain that slide? So feel free to ask. If you don't, you'll be fool for lifetime. Okay, so I have one more question here. So can we do direct PhD after B Farm? I'm not very sure of this. I'm not very sure. Maybe Dr. Aliza can help. Yeah.
Hello, sir. Good morning, sir.
Good morning. Yes,
Sir,
please.
my name is Mohammad Haider.
Yes, either please.
सर आई वांट टू आस्क मतलब इंटरव्यू के टाइम पे आपने बताया मतलब स्ट्रेंथ और वीकनेस सब बताना चाहिए बट सर जैसे
स्ट्रेंथ
वीकनेस के
स्ट्रेंथ
मतलब
डेफिनेटली
वीक
बताना चाहिए, स्ट्रेंथ
बट
डेफिनेटली
सर
बताना चाहिए।
वीकनेस का सीन मतलब कि वीकनेस बताने से ऐसा लगता है कि मतलब डिमोटिवेट टाइप का फील मतलब रहता है तो उसको
वही मैं बोल
बताना चाहिए या
रहा,
नहीं बताना चाहिए
वीकनेस वीकनेस पूछा जाए तो शुगर कोटिंग करके बताओ। ओके, एग्जाम्पल देता
ओके
हूँ, ठीक है।
ओके सर थैंक यू सर
एग्जाम्पल देता हूँ। मुझसे पूछा गया था जब मैं मैनकाइंड ज्वाइन कर रहा था, तो मुझसे पूछा गया था कि व्हाट इज योर वीकनेस। स्ट्रेंथ तो मैंने बड़ा लंबा लिस्ट दे दिया, अब वीकनेस पूछा गया, क्या करूँ? तो व्हाट आई सेड, आई एम समवन हु कैन नॉट से नो टू एनीथिंग। ओके, माई इनएबिलिटी टू से नो टू एनी रिक्वेस्ट दैट कम्स टू मी। ओके, so you understood. I did not give a direct answer, but I definitely told what my problem is. So you'll have to sugarcoat it, present it in a better way, and don't be very direct in sharing what your weakness is, unless and until कोई एकदम गला पकड़ के बोल रहे कि तुम बताओ तो ही ये आगे बढ़ेगा, तो बता दो, otherwise you can avoid. Yeah. Is there any difference between MBA and an executive
थैंक
MBA? Yes, someone will wanted to ask. Yeah, MBA is something which you do well before you start working. Executive MBAs are for those who have completed some time in the industry, any industry, and then they want to do an MBA. So it's usually a year's course, and you are done with it. Yeah.
Is there anyone else? Okay, I hope all of you have done. Nancy ma'am, can we have the appreciation certificate?
Yes, ma'am, sure.
There are a couple of
Nixon
questions,
sir, there
ma'am.
is one more question. Please take up that.
Yes, yes. Is pursuing online MBA degree have equal value to offline MBA? No, not at all. Okay. I'm not someone who will advocate an online MBA. Okay. Say if you have a job and you want to do MBA, online is fine. But if you do not have a job and you think that you do online and you will get the dream job, highly unlikely. So, I would rather say that go for a regular MBA than an online MBA. Okay, which have much scope, MBA or in MBA Pharma. I will say MBA than MBA Pharma. Reason is, your horizon is much bigger. Nothing wrong in doing MBA Pharma, nothing wrong. But then again, it will be very, very specific to pharma industry. A general MBA would actually open up a world of opportunities for you in future. How mankind affect the life of people, sir? We are affecting the life of people on a daily basis. Millions of people around this country and globally are benefited by the quality, affordability, and accessibility that mankind as an organization provides. Yeah. Yeah, please. Yeah. Please go ahead, ma'am.
Okay, Nancy ma'am, can we have the appreciation certificate, please?
Yes, ma'am, sure.
As ma'am is, yeah.
Now this is the time for appreciation. In recognition of his outstanding contribution to express our heartfelt gratitude, we are honored to present an appreciation certificate. This is a small token of our appreciation for your time, effort, and valuable insights that Mr. Linson John, sir, has shared with us. Sir, please accept this.
Thank you so much, Dr. Aliza, the management, Dr. Nancy, and the entire faculty for this opportunity. I'm grateful. Thank you so much.
It is my privilege to invite our head of department, Dr. Aliza Ma'am, to deliver a vote of thanks for our esteemed speaker. Please join me welcoming to express your gratitude our distinguished guest, Mr. Linson Johnson. Over to you, ma'am.
A very good morning to all the my participants, those who have joined as well as online as well as offline, and Linson John sir, director sir, and of course my coordinators. On the behalf of the Hygia Group of Institution, I, Dr. Lisa Rizvi, head of the Department of Hygia Institute of Pharmacy, would like to extend our heartfelt gratitude to everyone who have joined for this insightful webinar on the pharma brand management. And it has been an enriching experience for all of us. Thank you, Mr. Linson John. And we are immensely grateful for your time and efforts in delivering such an informative session. And your expertise and profound knowledge shared with us today have truly enlightened us on the brand management in the pharmaceutical industry. And above all, I would like to thank all the participants. Their contribution have added significant value to the today's